What's up, everybody? My name is Tyler Clark. First video on YouTube, so I thought I would make this video because, as you've seen in the title, I'm gonna do a walkthrough through my Vexus 1980 center console. First YouTube video, so it's gonna be scratchy. Let me just tell you that off the get-go. Anyways, there's a lot of walkthrough videos on YouTube about the center console, but they just show you the layout of the boat, and that's pretty much it. So I'm gonna show you, I picked up mine last week. I'm gonna show you some stuff that I didn't see in any videos on YouTube. Maybe that'll help y'all out, and let's get it. So we'll start up here at the front. 2-inch ball, which is, pretty much standard. I went with the Ultrex. From the factory, they're using the Ultrex that comes with the transducer. I don't know if you can request not to have that and it'd be cheaper or not, but I ordered the Ultrex and it came with the transducer trolling motor. And it does sit right here on top. There's not enough room up here to put a recessed trolling motor foot pedal, unless you did it yourself. Yeah, you couldn't even put it here because it would interfere with the latch. So it's got to sit on top, but I'm planning on using the pedestal to sit anyways, so it's not a real big deal. I also do like, it's got the, I don't know what they're called, like shark eyes or something like that, but navigation lights are already installed. You don't have to take a pole in and out up front like a lot of boats. You got your trim switches and your navigational anchor light switches up here up front. You run into shallow water, you don't have to go back to the back. It's all right here for you. I got this broken down because I was curious about how they're running wires up here. Let's see if we can get this in focus. I don't have a, as you can see right there, let me move this out of the way. I'm trying to do this one-handed with no light. That little black thing where the wire's coming out goes straight to the console. So basically, what I'm thinking is you'll just take a fish tape, run it through the console, run it down through there, and it's going to pop out right at the other end. I'll get to that when I get to the console. Flip up cleats. No worried about getting your lines tucked in there. Let me walk over here and get my tape measure. I'm going to measure these boxes for y'all. Dun, 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 dun. Hadn't been out on the water yet. I got some stuff coming in for rigging wise. Oh. All right, this is the front storage box. Let me flip this up out the way. Again, like I said in the beginning, this video is going to be shaky. We never did this before, so we just rolling with it. You know what I mean? Front box. The only thing I wish they did, I didn't see the option for it when I bought mine. I wish they had, like you will see here, I had them put the rod shocks on the rod lockers, or shocks, struts, whatever you want to call it. They do slam going down. They're not slow close, but they are slow close when you bring it up, or slow open, I guess you would say. It does come with the 1.77 pedestal. I've got an adapter coming. All my pedestals I currently have are 3/4, so I just got an adapter coming that'll fit down in there. So I'm gonna measure this, give y'all the inside measurement of the box. Button at one side. So you're looking at right at 2 feet by 15, just say 15 inches on the small side. And not counting the padding, it's got a padding down in there. It's gonna be 13 inches tall. So 2 feet by 15 by 13. They do have the striker plates here, so that when you're swiveling this in and out, it's not scratching up the fiberglass box on the inside. Your second box, again, does not have a strut. Just open it slowly. But this is where I'm gonna have all I do is crappie fish, so this is where I'm gonna have all my tackle boxes and stuff with my lures in it. Let's get a measurement on this one. Side to side is again 2 feet. So it's the same. This box and the front box is the exact same measurements, 2 feet by 15 by 13 deep. Rod lockers on both sides again, and all these latches have locks on them. That comes standard. I got my anchor light in there for now. I haven't put anything in the boat. Oh, I guess you could tell my kid was up here. He left his Cheez-Its in the boat. Rod locker on that side. I'm thinking about using this as like my safety compartment, but I just got that sitting in here to see how it would fit. Fire extinguisher and stuff. Coming down. This is actually a live well that can be turned on or off. So you can see I'm not going to use it as a live well. I'm going to use it as storage. So I'm going to leave it turned off, but you can turn it on just like so. We got 6 slots here, scissors, whatever you want to do, 2 cup holders. And what I was curious about when I was looking at the boat, obviously the Vexus doesn't have a seat up here like a lot of center consoles do. So I was curious if my cooler was going to fit in there for drinks and stuff. Granted, you could be used as a cooler. It's got a drain in it. All the ice would just drain straight out. But that looks tight. But I think it's a Yeti 20 regular drink cooler. Fits in there perfectly. Slide it back just a tad. And it as you can see, it barely will miss the Yeti 20 when you open this lid. Which is nice, because I'm planning on using, and it can also be used as a seat. A lot of these Yetis have seats on, cushions on top. You just sit right here as it would be a seat. You know what I mean? Onto the console. Like I was saying, spare keys are taped in here. Let's see if we can see in here or not. Not necessarily. And I don't have any of my lights out here. Anyways, I'll just go through it. They got your onboard charger in here, all your power switches. From the factory, if you order batteries from the factory, they're coming with Pro Guides. They're reputable brand. It'll come with 2 31, well, yeah, I've got a 24 volt trolling motor. I think all these boats are going to be 24 volt. So it'll come with 2 Group 31s, and it's going to come with 1 Group 27. I'm going to be upgrading the 27 to a Group 31 X2 battery, because I'm going to have 4 sets of electronics on here. The 27 is just not going to cut it, so I'm going to get a bigger cranking starting battery to run all my electronics to. That's just a slam latch. It does not have a lock on here. You got 6 rod holders. This is pretty much how I'm going to have mine set up. I just got it sitting up there to see how it was going to look for the Garmin. They installed the Helix 10 from the factory. I'm just going to use the Garmin here 1022 for mapping. So what I'm going to have is I'm going to have a Garmin 1242, I believe it is, up front, hooked up to my live scope. And a Helix 10 just for mapping up there. Helix 10 was my older unit that I took off the boat, so I figured I'd just keep it and use it for mapping. So the reason I want a Garmin and Humminbird at the front and one here, so it doesn't matter if I put a waypoint on here, I'll be able to see it up front, And it doesn't matter if I put a waypoint on my live scope up front, I'll have it on here. So it's kind of universal. I mean, there's a lot of options that I didn't get, such as like interior lighting and stuff. Again, if you walk through videos, you know the leaning place goes from sitting down. And I did get the tilt steering just to make it, like when you're walking through here, you kind of hit your legs if it's all the way down. So you can tilt it straight up and you can walk through no problem. That's the only reason I got the tilt steering. Which if it was in a neutral position, it'd be right there. Plenty comfortable. I mean, it's an option that you can choose or not choose. It's completely up to you. I chose to get it. Jack plate is on a blinker trim right here. And back to the leaning post. It's complete. This is your view. Right now is the camera's matched up straight to my eyes. So that's going to be your view. Let me move this out the way. Most people won't have a second one. That's your view. The camera's dead level with my eyes right now. And that's it with the seat completely down. The seat has 3 positions. That's at the 3/4 position, which would be kind of like a leaning post. And then that's straight up. Straight up, sitting on it, kind of leaning. This is the camera at dead level with my eyesight. You see plenty, and I'm 5'10", and I'm leaning up against this post. I'm not sure if you can tell that, but. So, move this back up here. You got your live well. Live well is pretty big. This is the first boat I've had with live well, so I don't really know much about them. You do have a pump out. Pull that out, push it in. Again, it's got the striker plate, so you're not tearing up your fiberglass. Yeah, it has the anti-splash guard. So some live wells just come straight up from the side. This will, if it comes straight up, it'll kind of catch up in here and then go back down. I haven't tested it out again, but that's the theory behind it. Both sides have jump seats, which also have storage underneath them. What I will say about this, I'll find my tape measure, I'll get you a measurement with that. When I went to the dealer to look at, not this boat, I ordered this boat, but I went to look at one they had in stock. You can tell the way this seat folds up. If it's been raining, this seat or cushion will hold a tad bit of water in this tray area here. There's a lip all the way around it. You might can see better there. So whenever you fold it up, it actually has to come forward just a tad. And when it does, it'll dump what little bit of water is in that tray down in here. Granted, they have holes. It just drains straight out. But whatever you put in here needs to make sure, if it is water sensitive, I guess you would call it, make sure you put it in a bag. That's why I bought these bags. I found them on sale for Bass Mafia on Tackle Warehouse. You can keep toilet paper and stuff like that in there that's going to get wet and messed up anyways. But whatever I end up putting in this side, which will probably be toilet paper, paper towels, whatever needs to be back here, I'm going to make sure I have it in a bag. But on this side, I've just got I put my like snacks and food in here and just an extra rope. And it's got the rubber handle. I wish this was like a metal clip handle, but it is what it is. And then your back storage, which again can be locked, is nothing but your fuel tank. I've got Raptors on mine, so you do have space for 2 Raptor pumps. They've just kind of got the wires laid in here. They can probably be cleaned up a little bit. That was tucked down in there. But I pulled it out just to see how much space you had. You do have a tad bit of space here on this right side. You would have the same amount of space on this side if I didn't have the Raptors. They just routed the hydraulic lines to this side. And then you see the hydraulic lines over there. But you do have just a tad bit of space back here, but not much. So don't plan on using this for a whole lot. Maybe put a life jacket on top of here or something like that. I went with a 6-inch Atlas jack plate, and this is maxed out at 150. So I put a 150 on it. Let's see. I went with the tandem trailer. Just for, I don't do a whole lot of out of town fishing. Most of my fishing is within an hour and a half of the house, but I've got it there in case I do decide to take a long trip. It's just easier to change tires and everything else. Really, again, this is my first, I'm coming from a John boat, so this is my first experience with a boat this nice. Never had shallow water anchors before, but what I have heard during my research or read was a lot of people didn't like the wobbliness of the power poles. As you can see here, they do wobble a tad, but I'm shaking it hard. And it's barely moving at all. These things are sturdy. I mean, you push back that way and I'm pushing the whole boat. 150 Suzuki, maxed out. Stock, these boats will have a boarding ladder here, but you can't use it if you've got poles. So I decided to put the E-ladder, emergency ladder, on here because I do a lot of fishing in the winter. It just slides down. It'll be in the water there, but if you need it to go even farther down in the water, it folds down just like so, to help you get in if you were to fall in. And I do a lot of fishing by myself in the winter, so I wanted to have a way to get in the boat really easy, because the hypothermia is not going to take long to set in. As far as trolling motor, or not trolling motor, big motor transom savers, a lot of people on the older boats use the one that goes here from the bunk, you know, to the foot after you jack it up. Let me turn the master switch on, I'll show you this. Not sure what all the creaking's about. Not sure if I need to add a little grease to that or if it just needs to be broke in. But transom saver wise, a lot of people would put older style, you know, run it to the bunk, run it here to the motor, but it's got that black foot on it. And I've heard people say that black foot, you'll end up on this white motor, it'll end up showing bad over time. So I decided to go with the trim tab support, still a transom saver, and it's made by Moto Stock. It just slides right down on your trim tabs, and that's it. So that's how it's going to look going down the road. It also comes with, you don't have to buy extra, it comes with these little, the steering, it's kind of like a lock to keep your hydraulic steering from moving back and forth going down the road. But all that is a clip that just goes right there on whatever you would call that, the rod. It's on both sides. With that being said, they do, for the Moto Stock, they do make two different ones. As you can tell, the motor's at a pretty hard angle there to get this on there. I chose to go with the one piece because I didn't want to feel like losing one of them. The one piece Moto Stock. They do make the same exact one, but about right here, I think it's magnetic. So it'll be a magnet piece. It'll just be in two pieces. It just comes right off. But what it is the trim limiter on these motors. The trim limiter on these motors is that little bitty piece, that little black piece sticking out right there. I had to click it down probably 5 or 6 times. It didn't originally raise up that hard at the angle. I clicked it down 5 or 6 times. It's not going to hurt anything. But that's what I had to do to get this one piece to fit. If you don't have I'll raise this back up to show you. If you don't have a jack plate, I don't think you would be able to use this one piece moto stop without the jack plate. Reason being, my steering here isn't hitting anything with that trim switch clicked down to allow for the one piece. But I have a 6-inch offset with the jack plate. Now, if you take away that 6 inches, there's no way this motor is going to come up this high at the angle without your hydraulic steering hitting. I don't believe, unless it would be down in here, but I don't believe you're going to be able to. So you would have to go with the 2-piece. But I went with the hydraulic jack plate, so don't have to worry about that. I got plenty of clearance right here for all my steering. I'm trying to think. The trailers do come with backup lights. It's LED lights all the way around, but it's a 7-pin that connects to your truck. Got your brake lights and backup lights for when you're backing up in early morning hours or something like that. From the factory, your transducer, every one I've seen from the factory is going to be crooked. And that's pretty crooked. But all you gotta do is take that out, level it up, you'll be good to go. Take you a couple screws out, put some silicone in it. I'll show you these real quick. I saw these on YouTube as well. The spare tire has no way to lock. It's just a lug nut that's holding it on there. So you take the one lug nut off, take it off. So I wanted to be able to lock it. So what I found was the lug nuts are 1/2 by 20. Right here. 1/2 by 20. There's the part number. You just look up McGuard and the part number. And these are going to fit. What it is wheel locks. It comes with your socket to put them on and everything. I haven't used them yet. Obviously, they're still new in the package. But that's what I'm going to put on mine. For like $23, $24, you get 5 wheel locks, which is going to cover all 4 of your tires and your spare. Trying to think, just give you an overall view of the boat. What I did the full single color, so a silver boat, and they put the vinyl decal. I think it's vinyl. Yeah, it's like a decal down the side. You could probably request that if you didn't want it not to put on there. And I didn't realize it was coming with the red pinstripe, but it kind of looks nice. It ties in with the other red pieces on the boat and stuff like that, so it doesn't bother me any. I would highly suggest this boat has, now if you get a painted boat, I think all of the center consoles come with aluminum trailers. They don't come with painted trailers. So the aluminum trailers are going to come with your stainless fender flares. These are going to scratch really easy, so that's why I had them. It was like $150 extra to add this step pad on here, and that's going to eliminate a lot of scratches on here. I mean, you're still going to get scratches on here from rocks coming up off vehicles and stuff like that. There's nothing you can do about that, but this will look real. It makes it way more aesthetically pleasing, and it's going to somewhat save your investment, in my opinion. So I went with the step pad. And I believe, sorry about the heavy breathing. I get really winded when I talk a lot. But there's your better view of the cooler sitting in front. And turn my master switch back off. Here's your plug for your onboard charger. What you barking at, girl? Hey, girl. Get him, Jack. Get him, Jack. They like to play too much. But I think that's it. Riley, if you have any questions, put them down in the comments below. It's got a swing tongue on it. There's your 7-way pin. First trailer I've ever had with brakes. You can choose not to put brakes on them. I chose to go with them. Granted, North Carolina, it's actually law, but you would probably never get a ticket for it because they're not going to check you. But I think that's it. Yeah, if you got any questions, comments, put them down below. Again, sorry for the shakiness. It's my first video I ever done. But I just wanted to show y'all some of the things that I haven't seen in videos. And hopefully you'll find this helpful. So appreciate it. I'm probably going to do like a 6-month review and a 12-month review. And yeah, appreciate it.